Live.
We going? All right. This is the JPTS show. We're gonna be talking about gun control. This is Sachin, Tori, and Brooklyn. So let me see. So me and Sachin, we're gonna be talking about how we're against gun control, and Tori and Brooklyn, they're gonna be talking about how they're for gun control. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them speak on how they feel. Hold up. Let me give you the paper. Here you go.
So, number one pro argument for people that are for gun control is mass murders, school shootings and stuff. A lot of people think that certain people shouldn't have semi-automatic rifles because they injure a lot of people.
Right.
We should definitely tighten background checks before you buy.
Right.
Because you don't just want to give that out.
Right.
Yeah, and this has already kind of went through the banning of bump stocks. And bump stocks are what allows semi-automatics to fire fast. So banning them would stop that. I mean, are y'all against that or anything?
No, I agree with that.
No, you bro. Nah. Is that all y'all got to say?
Yep.
All right. Let me see real quick. Okay. All right, the arguments against that.
Sasha, are you Googling it? Nice.
I don't think he's Googling. Wait, yeah, he's Googling it, yeah. Okay. One of the arguments we have is that good people with guns are dependable. So, you got good people and bad people with guns, right?
Yeah.
And then shooters target gun-free zones. That's a fact. So if you take away guns, we'll have more of an issue, right?
Yeah.
Or the semi-automatic weapons. But, I mean, it really make a difference because, if you have a hand pistol and you have somebody with a semi-automatic weapon, that's kind of like an advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an advantage. Laws can't prevent more shootings. That's another thing because, people want to break the law. It don't matter. It don't matter to them. And the same thing right here. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Sachin?
Well, give it the stats. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
on Christmas Day, there were 3 shootings and 6 people died
Mm-hmm.
on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
So, and then,
With what, though?
huh?
With what, though?
I don't know. I didn't read that part.
You gotta read the whole thing, bro.
Well,
You gotta read the whole thing,
What's the
bro.
point of looking it up?
You gotta
it's a
read
weird
the
list.
entire
It was
thing.
a weird list.
Bro,
Well,
Google
there's-
semi.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, bro.
Let me ask you a question.
Right.
There's 46 weeks in a year.
Right.
How many?
No, that
how
is
many?
incorrect.
How many weeks? Okay.
Oh my
I
God.
did that wrong. I did that wrong.
That was not correct.
There's 52 weeks in a year.
That
How
was
many?
not
How many
correct.
weeks were there shooting in? I already said the answer, but
Every week.
I don't understand the
46.
question.
46.
46.
46 weeks
Yeah.
out of 52.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's insane.
Let me just
There were 46 shootings out of 52 weeks. What?
Every week there was.
So
they were only,
With what though?
we only went 6 weeks without a shooting.
Yeah.
Did you?
How many people were killed
Look
by
that up,
hammers this
yes.
week?
What's another weapon? Oh, what?
All right. So, do you know how many of those deaths were suicides and how many were homicides?
Right.
That's
right.
what I want to know.
Right. They just say death. They don't say what happened.
Yeah, they don't say if it's
They gotta elaborate.
People also want to say that guns relate to tragic accidents.
Right.
Tragic accidents with a firearm in 2016, it was 0.5% were performed with a firearm.
Right.
22% of Americans own one or more guns.
Let me see.
That is less than half. That's less than a quarter of the population.
Time to Google.
So, and that's with very loose gun laws.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not too strict now anyway.
Also, people say that semi-automatic guns are the reason for killing people. Semi-automatic, that only means it shoots as fast as you can pull the trigger. There's no gun that is legal to purchase or possess, and there's no way you're gonna get one in America unless you have a special license that the military can give to you. If you were in military, you can get military-grade
Yeah.
weapons.
Or
I think
black
that
market, but I don't think that's.
It's
That's
so
special.
hard to obtain people. It's so few
Yeah, it's
are out
very
there.
hard.
Even if there's
Yeah.
a couple that people that can get their hands on it, but there's so few that's going to make a major difference.
But the suicides claim to be 15,000 to 16,000 lives, and the homicides are about
Gee.
12,000.
Exactly.
And gun accidents are like 2,000.
Mm-hmm. I think there should be more education on firearms.
yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to properly keep one. A lot of
No.
those tragic accidents
Yeah.
are kids that are just
Right.
going and finding a gun because people want to keep them under their pillowcase.
Right.
Which I
right.
get, you want to have it close to you.
Yeah,
if-
yeah, I understand that,
But
but
I
that's
think
kind of
if you have-
weird.
if you have a
What
kid
the
in
Like,
the
put
thing?
it on a
Yeah.
top shelf in the closet.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you have a kid now, it's just be somewhere where they can't.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
nosing
Can't get
around,
it. Yeah.
being a kid, and they just look under your pillow and they find your gun. I think my grandma did that.
And how?
She used to keep it under the pillow.
And I'm just gonna ask y'all, how many people do y'all know that like? Because I know we all know people that own guns that
Mhm.
are our age, even, which
Yeah.
Right,
sh-
right.
they
It's
should-
crazy.
Right.
which is not a good thing.
No.
Unless like
Oh,
you
yeah,
use
you're
them
right.
just
Yeah,
for
yeah. Yeah,
for
you're right.
ranges. Because some people
going
do that.
hunting.
Ranges and hunting, yeah.
Yeah, ranges
but
and
I-
hunting. No,
But I
no,
mean,
that's
I-
But we
legal,
all
but
know
you-
people that have guns for the wrong reason.
Yeah, we
And
know, we know.
We all know that
It's,
those
yeah.
aren't. No one's walking around with AR-15s.
No.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's handguns,
Mhm.
and
But still.
handguns are performed more deaths than an AR-15 because it is so hard
To get.
to carry
yeah.
around an AR-15,
And it's pretty easy to carry around.
Mhm.
a pistol.
and it's so easy to carry around a 9mm.
Yeah, you can hide that thing in your
Mhm.
pants anytime.
And
Very.
they make things that hide in your pants.
Mhm.
yeah, I know. I
Mhm.
saw one that folded up.
Yeah.
Like a little pistol.
Talking about that little ad on YouTube.
No, I like
It was like
pistols.
I saw an ad or something. It was like a whole mechanism where you pull it out and it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
It looks cool, but it's kind of crazy when you think about it.
well, I mean, if you want to carry a gun, there should be
If you
no
want to carry a
reason.
gun, yeah.
And people say that having a background, like there needs to be background checks. You already have to have a background check
Mhm.
to purchase a firearm.
Mm-hmm.
In South Carolina, at least you do in most states.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have said there needs to be a mental evaluation to
No,
pur-
yeah.
which I feel like that's a fair point because crazy people are the ones that go and shoot. that
Right.
Want to hurt other people.
Yeah.
No, I heard if you go to jail, you can't have a
Nope, cannot
handheld
possess a
gun.
firearm.
Yeah.
You can't.
No,
possess any
you can
gun.
have a shotgun though. I heard that you can have a shotgun.
You can't buy any firearm.
Any at all?
Nope.
That was a
Convicted
shotgun.
felons cannot buy anything.
That was a shotgun you could get
Nope.
and no handheld.
No.
gun.
Nope. Can't buy anything.
What you supposed to use a knife or something?
I
What
mean,
you supposed to do?
The
Use
reason
a pencil.
Can't use an arrow or something?
you were
Use
put
anything?
in jail, once you did that, you gave away your right to
Let me look that
own a
up real
firearm.
quick, bro.
Can't own a
I did
firearm
not-
on probation.
I did not know that.
Really on probation.
Convicted. Yeah.
Dang.
I mean,
Makes sense though.
what else? I saw a video where they held out on the street. They held up a stand and they had a table and it was they had a 22 rifle. I don't know if you know anything, but 22s shoot really small bullets. Probably it's the lowest caliber
It is.
of a bullet.
mhm.
And they put a 22 all the way up to a 30-06, which is a really big, high caliber rifle. But 30-06 looked like a hunting rifle. It was wood, just simple. The 22 looked like an assault weapon. And they would say no, the one they didn't know what it was, so they would say that the 22 should be banned because it's an assault weapon. But they said the 30-06 should be is fine.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah,
'Cause
people
people don't know.
ignorant.
Yeah. 'Cause
In this, they're ignorant. They do not know
Ignorant.
what they're talking about most of the time,
mhm. That is true.
which bothers me that those people are running the country and making these decisions. Because a 22, you can survive getting shot with a 22.
Mhm.
Granted, it can bounce around in your internal organs and you can die, but
You could die way quicker with a bigger caliber.
it's the bullet's about that big, just the projectile.
Oh, for the 22.
That's what's no,
Oh.
the 30-06. That's what's gonna hit you. A 22 is about the size of
the top of your pinky.
my fingernail.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Right. How many minutes we got, man?
10. We need about 4 more.
All right.
So yeah.
I got you though. But yeah, I looked it up. Yeah, you really cannot own a firearm after you're a felon.
That makes sense, though. I mean, you already
It
got
makes
it.
sense, but I
What's
thought you
the
could just
thing?
have a shotgun or something for at least protection. That's what I thought.
For
'Cause you can't-
protection,
you can't just, like-
can't.
You can't sneak in a
Another
shotgun
question,
nowhere.
Another question.
Sawed-off shotguns. They make them that have. They don't have a stock. It's not considered a shotgun. It's considered its own category of a gun. It has a pistol grip and it's about that long of a barrel and it shoots 12 gauge. Can do a
You
lot
know,
of
you're
damage.
right. I completely forgot about the sawed-off shotguns. I forgot about them.
Oh, yeah.
Or just let them get the long ones that they can't hide. You know,
Another question is
just
like,
put it in your pants.
you
It
know, the
ain't gonna
people
work.
that do these shootings and, you know, they might not be mentally fit and we just put them in prison. Should we be putting them in mental facilities instead?
If they're not mentally fit, yeah.
A lot of them do end up in mental
Yeah.
facilities.
Yeah, because if
Before-
you're not putting them in the right place, that just makes it more dangerous.
More
for
of them
other
are
people.
sentenced to death to start with,
True.
which is the best thing
Death
to do.
penalty, yeah, definitely. Because especially if they're, like, killing a lot of people. Even if it's, like, a small mass shooting, you should definitely not be alive.
I think
after
if you
that.
kill somebody, you should be killed.
What about?
Yeah.
What if it was a 10-year-old who did it?
Still.
Yeah.
What
Oh
if
yeah,
you
you
shoot
could.
somebody?
Yeah.
You
I
just
think
you're
it's
smart
right.
enough
I
to
think
know
the
whether you
minor-
did
Yeah,
that
you
or
should-
not.
you should go ahead
when
and
they
be
do it,
tried
it's
as
just
a-
mental health.
Yeah, because if they're
Yeah.
that-
If it's
Mhm.
if it's a minor that does it, yeah,
Mental
it should
health
be checked for mental
institution.
health.
Mental health. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you get better. But if you're that young and you already trying to kill people, something's definitely wrong.
I think one of the
Yeah.
mass shootings that happened, they looked at the kids' web history, and it was like mass shootings, yada yada. This something about guns, like a whole bunch of stuff,
That kid.
like top 10 school shooters in the history of like, bro.
Can I
Dang.
tell you,
It was stupid. They looked at his history.
the
He was
reason
done.
I think a lot of these mass shootings keep like last year they just kept occurring. I think whenever there would be a mass shooting,
Mhm.
they would get talked about on the news so much. And
They
I
wanted
think
the clout.
yeah, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people would do it because they would get publicity from it.
Mm-hmm.
It's negative publicity, but if the
But
news
still,
I feel like if the news didn't say, and I'm not saying they shouldn't say anything about it because it's a tragedy, and I mean people
Mhm.
are gonna want to know
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
happened, but that's like inspiring other people to do
true.
the same
It's
thing.
like that's a way you can get publicity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are
Get
so
your name
fame
out there.
hungry that they'll do anything for it.
But
Nah, I just think it's crazy, people.
exactly.
I know, like I feel what you're talking about, but the main thing, I just think they're crazy. Cause you walk in, you just go to
Yeah.
shooting. I don't.
There was a attempted shooting in the Cumberland Mall not too long ago, actually right before Christmas. Somebody went in Georgia. They went in with a 9mm pistol, or it was a 45, but a handgun, and opened fire, and they were shot by another person in the mall, and that's what stopped them.
Is it somebody else that had a pistol?
Like just somebody else that was in the
Wow.
mall defended everyone there and
Shot him.
shot the person.
Right.
And they didn't shoot and kill him. They shot him in the leg,
Mm-hmm.
which was just enough to stop them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of pain, though. Especially if you sit like the top of your, where your
And your
Your
thigh
thigh,
and your
yeah.
main artery.
Your
It
main
can kill you.
artery.
Diet.
Fun fact: if you
Die.
shoot someone below the waist, it's not attempted murder, and you can hit them in the thigh and kill them.
I did not know
So
that.
he didn't go to prison. He just straight up.
He
shot
wouldn't
the
go to
dude.
prison to start with.
Yeah,
He
that's-
was
Yeah, because he was
But how
like,
you gonna?
Self-defense.
But how you gonna aim for the legs? I feel like that's the hardest target. The legs.
Well, he
'Cause
didn't
the
aim
the
for
legs
him.
are moving.
he didn't aim for his legs. He just happened to hit him in the legs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I
Mhm.
feel like people that, if you're defending yourself or other people, I feel like you shouldn't be punished
Exactly.
or even questioned. You should be thanked.
Well, how do you feel about like people that break into your home and you know how now you can't just shoot them because
You'll
South
go to
Ca-
jail for
you'll go
it.
to jail for
In
shooting.
South Carolina, stand your ground is still a law in effect.
It is.
Oh,
You can
thank
shoot and
God.
kill.
Wait,
If
what-
someone,
wait.
if they just step on your property, you can say you felt threatened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you have to give them like 3 warnings or something?
Mm-mm.
That's just other states.
Yeah.
You just shoot.
South Carolina, you can, which is it's a really scary thing because there's a lot of people like you could just be walking, like, say, like, I used to live in a neighborhood where I would, like, cut through people's yards to get home.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know? But people could see me and shoot me, and they could say they felt threatened,
Because you were just.
Because you were just walking there.
and I was just trying to get home.
You know, I used to live in a neighborhood where I just cut through people's yards too to get home.
I never cut any yards. I just got on my bike.
I'd ride through.
I just ride my bike. Just ride. I'll ride on the road though, and whenever a car would come, I just kind of go slide over before I get hit.
I would never ride on the road. With a
No, I rode on the road.
That is all
I
the
used
time
to.
we have.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for tuning in with us.